The 3 a.m. question that changes everything. Have you ever found yourself awake at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling, while the rest of the world sleeps? That peculiar hour when your mind wanders into territories it normally avoids during daylight? There's something about this hour that strips away our carefully constructed pretenses, leaving us raw, honest, and face-to-face with the questions we've been running from. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself." Yet here we are, at 3 a.m., confronting the gap between this ancient wisdom and our modern reality. What's that question that keeps you awake? The one that makes your heart race slightly faster? The one you push away when the morning comes? For most of us, it's not, "What do I want?" That's too simple. The real 3 a.m. question, the one that changes everything, is this. If this was my last year alive, would I be content with how I'm spending my days? Let that sink in for a moment. Not dramatically, not in a morbid way, but honestly, would you be? Are your days a reflection of your deepest values? Or are they a series of reactions to other people's urgencies? Are you building a life, or are you maintaining an image? Here's what makes this question so powerful. It bypasses our usual defenses. At 3 a.m., we can't hide behind our busy schedules or our social obligations. We can't use our responsibilities as shields. In the quiet darkness, we're forced to confront the truth about our choices. Think about yesterday. How much of what you did was truly meaningful to you? How much was automatic? How much was driven by fear rather than purpose? How much was spent scrolling through other people's lives instead of living your own? The beauty of this question isn't in its ability to make us feel guilty. It's in its power to wake us up, to shake us from the hypnotic trance of routine, to remind us that time is not an infinite resource. Each sunset is one less day we have. Each sunrise a new chance we'll never get again. But here's where most people get it wrong. They think this realization should lead to dramatic changes. Quitting jobs, ending relationships, moving to distant countries. Sometimes it might. But more often, the change that's needed is subtle, internal. A shift in how we approach the life we already have. Maybe it's about being truly present when your child tells you about their day, instead of half listening while checking your phone. Maybe it's about finally starting that creative project you've been postponing, even if it's just for 15 minutes a day. Maybe it's about having that difficult conversation you've been avoiding, the one that could deepen a relationship or end a festering conflict. The 3 a.m. question isn't about adding more to your life. It's about removing the non-essential. It's about distinguishing between what you do out of habit and what you do out of genuine choice. Between what you think you should want and what your heart actually yearns for. Consider this. Most of our regrets at the end of life aren't about the things we did. They're about the things we didn't do. The conversations we never had. The risks we never took. The love we never expressed. The parts of ourselves we never allowed to emerge. This question has the power to change everything because it changes our relationship with time. When we truly internalize the finite nature of our days, every moment becomes a choice. Every hour becomes an investment. Every interaction becomes an opportunity. But here's the critical part. This awareness shouldn't paralyze us with anxiety. Instead, it should liberate us. When we know our time is limited, we stop wasting it on things that don't matter. We become more selective with our yes and more comfortable with our numbers. We start living with intention rather than inertia. The next time you find yourself awake at 3 a.m., don't fight it. Don't reach for your phone. Sit with that question. Let it illuminate the parts of your life that need attention. Let it guide you toward what truly matters. Because here's the truth. You don't actually need to wait until 3 a.m. to ask this question. You can ask it now. You can ask it tomorrow morning. You can let it be your compass, your wake-up call, your reminder that life is not a dress rehearsal. What would change if you lived each day as if it were part of your last year? What conversations would you have? What risks would you take? What love would you express? What parts of yourself would you finally allow to emerge? The answer to these questions, that's your roadmap to a life well lived. That's your path to ensuring that when 3 a.m. comes around again, you can rest peacefully, knowing that your days reflect your truths. The question is waiting. Your answer will change everything.